digitally or with something else, then do what's accessible to you. But for the warm-up exercise, the important thing is that you are not erasing what you do. Yes, the archivist from TMA. Hello, yes, that's me. Hi. Um, After we've done the warm-up, you will need basically anything else you'd like. We'll come back to that in a bit. You will not need an eraser for the warm-ups. You will not need artistic skill or literary geniuses. Um, a crucial part of if you're an overthinker like me, sometimes all you need to do is remind yourself it's not that deep. This is about having fun. This is about making a community art project. You don't need to overthink it. You don't need to be a perfectionist. And you don't need generative AI. I'm not going to go on a rant. All I'm going to say is that it is not in the spirit of things. Yes, exactly. We can just do things. Woo. So, Azine, I'm going to keep this very brief because you could talk about this for hours. But Azine is short for magazine or fanzine. Um, yes, the correct pronunciation is Zine, not Zine. So I will be saying Zine. And they're generally low budget DIY things made by either an individual or a group. And they normally have quite a niche theme. This visual from Zine Jam is kind of how they dictate the kind of areas of zines. And yeah, a zine can be about literally anything. It could be about uh, a cool moss you like, your favorite characters, a political manifesto, or of course, most importantly, Kirk Spock, Old Man Yowie. Um, I'm going to touch briefly on making solo zines, but the point of this workshop will be a collaborative group piece. Um, at the end of the workshop, I will be linking this presentation in the chat so that you can have access to all of these links and things. Um, But just as like a quick overview, there's a couple of tutorials for folding different sizes of zines, some really cool YouTube channels I found about, oh no, max number of viewers. Um, oh, are there any mods around this morning? I don't know if there's anything to, I don't know what to do about that. We need a server boost. Hmm. Can we get a boost train, hype train, whatever going? I don't, I don't know. I'm not a streamer. Thank you. Thank you, Church Groom. Thank you very much. Awesome. Does can we all get in now? Is anybody still having issues accessing? Um, Worst case scenario, I can. We need one more. Okay. One more boost would be amazing. um, Worst case scenario, I will link the slide. I can just link the slides in chat. So if anybody can't see live, shall I do that anyway? I feel like that's a sensible thing. I'm going to quickly share this and link it anyway. Okay, I think the level has been increased. Thank you all very much. Um, is Are we all in? I've also linked the Google Doc in chat and shared it. Um, we are on literally slide 4 right now. Okay. I am not hearing anybody saying that they can't see the thing, so I'm going to assume that we can all see it, and I will read out the title. Um, if people join the other VC, we mod should be able to drag them into here as well. Okay, so I think if you hmm, okay, so if you yeah, if you're happy to read from the doc, and I will be like I'll be saying what we're doing as we go as well, so you can kind of keep up. For those who are looking at the Google Doc, we are currently on the making solo zine slide. You can see the doc, brilliant, awesome. So yes, we're currently on the slide making solo zines. Okay, it's okay. This is all in the spirit of DIY. You know, we'll make it work. Okay. I'm going to carry on now under the assumption everybody can see something somewhere. Okay. Um, and if people are still having issues, I can see the chat, so I will get back to you. A zine about not being able to see the zine. Absolutely. Technical difficulties are in the spirit of the con. This this is true. This is an important part of doing anything online. Um, so um, I'm going to start from the slide again. So this workshop is going to be focused on a collective project of people making work and submitting to a zine that then I'm basically going to put in the big PDF for everybody and send out into the world. However, I wanted to include some resources for getting started making your own zines solo. So there's a couple of videos and a graphic diagram there showing you different layouts you can make with like a single piece of paper or a couple pieces of paper. Um, there's 3 YouTube channels that do a lot of, and also I've included in there the Queer Zine Archive project and the POC Zine project, which sadly hasn't been updated in a long time. But they're 2 archives of zines that have been made. On the top, also human specific zines. Oh boy, we have a lot of examples, and I was actually really pleasantly surprised putting this together with just um, how many alterhuman zines already exist. So just to name a few, um, Inky Pause, which is original fiction, My Gender is Not Human, which contains all sorts of art, prose, poetry, essays. We Are Other, which is written statements. Changing Shape was this really cute little collage zine I found. The Alterhuman Mini Zine Jam is a collection of mini zines, which are uh, the kind made on one piece of paper as shown on the diagram on the previous slide, made by all sorts of people about all sorts of things. And I have also included curated collections about alterhumans, which I think was by Orion Scrivener, which is basically a big collection of itch.io resources about alterhumanity, which includes a lot of zines. I also want to spotlight these upcoming zines, Sacred as Sacred Sky and Draconity, a Draconic zine. These are, I think, both open to submissions, but I have included the sources to both of these, like Tumblr pages about these zines. So yes, if these are relevant to you, you should absolutely check them out and contribute. So here's some I made earlier. I think when people think about zines, it can be really easy to get in your head of like, oh, I need to make like a specific kind of drawing or write something in a specific way. But these are just a few varied examples of different zine submissions I've done. So firstly, Um, I've written some nonfiction about community history. I've made a coloring page. This is for a Minecraft YouTube zine. Um, I made this third one, the landscape one. This is actually from a recipe book, um, and it was a recipe book in the absolute loosest sense of the word. So some people gave literal recipes, some people gave metaphorical recipes, and I made an art piece about being a kid and making potions in the garden out of like mud and sticks and leaves and shit. Um, Reality can be whatever you want it to be. And then finally, a more like, I guess, I don't, not traditional, but like a more expected, perhaps, just illustrative, like full page piece. Um, so zine submissions can look like literally whatever the hell you want them to. Um, and now, oh baby, it's your turn. It's your turn, everybody. Um, I Did I skip something? No, I didn't. Okay, it's your turn. Um, I'm going to have a quick sip of my water. Okay, this is the stage where where you need to get some art supplies. Um, we're going to exercise one. It doesn't need to be good. So I'm gonna like give a few minutes. You need like a pen and paper or something of that ilk. Again, don't use your like immaculate sketchbook that you get really stressed about how the pages look because you will ruin it. Or maybe do if you want to do that. It can be quite cathartic. So I'm gonna give like um referencing, yes. Well, referencing is kind of cheating in this game, yes. Um, okay, I'm gonna give everybody like 3 minutes till about 18 minutes past to get some art stuff. And you're getting that long because, ironically, I did not prepare my pens and paper. So, uh, Rin, no, you will not need a full sheet to fold into a zine. This workshop doesn't actually contain any zine folding because it's collaborative. Um, but this is, yeah, working digitally will not in any way impact you. Um, it's the point of this first exercise is kind of just about getting started and making something. The reason I would recommend traditional over digital is just because personally I find that when you're working digitally, it's really easy to automatically hit undo. So basically, work digitally if that is what you're comfortable with, what you want to do, but we're not erasing anything or um, yeah, we're not erasing anything or undoing anything for this first exercise. Hello, latecomer. Um, yes, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. So you can link the slide. The slides are linked in the chat. Um, thank you, Frodo. Um, okay, we've got another minute. So yes, it's all good. Doc. We're going to exercise one. If you're looking at the doc, don't spoil it for everybody else because I'm very excited to see what everybody else thinks of this. We're going to get through this together. We're going on an adventure. Yep, if you can't join the stream, the Google Docs have been linked in the slides. But I'm going to walk you through these first exercise anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Okay, jump scare. So for the first exercise, I have put a cat because they're very good simple shapes. However, if there is a different creature you would rather draw, um, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Actually, you know what? I'll be nice. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to draw a cat. Okay? Or Sonic the Hedgehog or Banui. All good. Okay? You're going to have 3 minutes. Let's go. Starting. My recommendation is to draw a cat, but if there is a different, like, you know, creature or just if there's something else you would rather draw, you can draw that too. The cat itself is not the point of the exercise, but my recommendation would be a cat. Not that I am biased. Hashtag Kitty represents. If you think you're finished, you are not. You have 3 minutes. You need to fill the time. That is also part of the experience. For anybody who is drawing late, joining late, or just needs a reminder, it's okay if you make a mistake. These are warm-up drawings. Do not use an eraser or your undo key. It's okay. It's okay. No one's going to give you a bad grade. Ten seconds. Oh, that was louder than I thought it would be. Okay, your time is up. Pens down. Okay. If you would like to, please feel free to take a moment to share your drawings in the chat. These are some very good creatures. You are all getting such a good grade. These are all fantastic. I'm very, very pleased to see these. Okay, so for our next exercise, some of you who have done this before may know where this is going. Next up, you're going to have 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, everybody ready? Getting set. 1 minute, and I want you, whatever you drew, draw the same. Doesn't have to be the exact thing. The same. Doesn't need to be the same drawing, but draw the same thing. So if you drew a cat, draw another cat. If you drew Sonic the Hedgehog, draw Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay? Okay. You have 1 minute starting now. Okay, your time is up. I will admit I didn't finish this time. So once again, if you would like to share your 1 minute cat drawings, please share them in the chat. I am absolutely enamored with all of these guys. You're all doing very, very well. Yes, 1 million kitties. The world is such a beautiful place. This whole panel was just a scheme for me to get to look at drawings of kitty cats. That's been my evil scheme the whole time. Okay, so for your next drawing, get ready. You have 30 seconds this time. Okay, getting set. Yep, 30 seconds. Get ready. Get set. 30 seconds. Go. And your time is up. Would you like to share your 30-second cat in the chat, please? Uh, I hope you're all enjoying. This is one of the fun things about speed drawing is the faster you go, the more you have to kind of just distill something to its essentials. And by goodness, you are all doing very, very good job at that. I love all of these creatures. I visualize I'm giving you all a sticker. Okay, is everybody ready? We have time for, well, we don't have time, but we're having one more round. Okay, everybody get ready. Oh yes, you have 10 seconds. On your marks, get set. And that is your time. Well done, everybody. If you would like to share your 10 seconds, or what could be quite fun if you've drawn them all on the same piece of paper, if you want to draw them all together and send pictures all together. I know somebody said that they didn't get a chance to start. I can start the clock again for another 10 seconds. For anybody who missed it or wants another round, get ready for round two of 10 seconds. If you would like, or if you missed it, go. And that is your time. And I will also be sharing mine in a second. So, one thing I'd be really curious to know is, of your drawings, um, what is your favorite of the ones that you've drawn? Which one is your favorite drawing? Was it the 10-second one, the 30-second one, the 2-minute one? Interesting. Okay, we're getting quite a mix. I'm getting quite a mix in there. I'm seeing I'm seeing a lot of 30 seconds and a lot of 1 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. So the kind of point of this exercise is, yeah, as Lapori said, having no time is a good thing. I overthink. I'm glad you find that. That's like the kind of the point of this is just to show you that like you don't need to spend a lot of time on something or overwork it or over perfect it to make something that is fun, that communicates what you want it to communicate. It's all good. And I also hope for some of you that maybe have that more perfectionist inkling, you can at least now go, well, you've already drawn something goofy on one piece of paper, so why not make it two? You know? Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all for doing that and for sharing. Um, it's it's been really fun to see them all. Okay, so our second exercise will be a little bit more laid back. This one involves more writing, so if you would prefer to type, feel free to type. I'm probably gonna just like write a bunch of words on a piece of paper, but whatever kind of is the easiest way for you to just like write your ideas down onto a piece of paper. Um, do what is best for you. Have a quick shrimp check as well. How are we all doing for our posture? Mine's awful. Thank you for asking. Oh yes, that's a good one. And a hydration reminder: have some water. After this exercise, I think we'll stop and have a little break. Maybe we'll see how we're doing for time actually. Okay, so this next thing, um, now that we've kind of gotten a bit more loosened up, um, I there's no more timed exercises, so you can breathe a sigh of relief. Um, Now I want you to start thinking of just ideas because I find that like when you're told like make a zine, make a piece of art, here's an open submission call. Sometimes it's like, okay, what the fuck am I gonna do though? So now we're gonna come up with some ideas. I want you to just like write the first thing that comes down, first thing that comes to your head down, even if it's like not super relevant, and even especially if it's kind of silly. Okay. So, first thing, what's something that's been pissing you off? Feel free to do, you can do this in a chat, but you might also want to keep your own separate notes because you will need to reference this later. Um, Next, what's a piece of art you've been interested into lately? Or I should say maybe like media. So, for example, is there a movie or TV show, a video game, a piece of like visual arts? Even if it's more like kind of nonfiction adjacent, like maybe you've been really into a podcast or something. What have you been really into lately? Next, if applicable, what's a common shift for you? Try to like sprinkle in some more non-human ones. As in, if you're somewhere like non-human, do you have like phantom like non-human parts or um Lavori, you can do do all the prompts or as many as you like have ideas for. Not all of these will sing to everybody or feel like particularly relevant. And those are like fine, you know. Again, you will not get a bad grade. It's all good. All right, so this one, maybe this is a bit intense. But if you had to describe yourself right now in 3 words or less, um, how would that be? It could be a name, it could be an emotion, a color, whatever. uh, I can I also say, just like as we're doing this, the chat feedback is really appreciated. It's my first time running a zine workshop, so it's nice to see and like see that you're participating. So I appreciate that. So what's your favorite food, or alternatively, is there something you're craving right now? Um, literally, spiritually, metaphorically. Answer the question, however, like feels good. Personally, I'm gonna treat myself to a large bubble tea after this. So that's on my brain. Um, so next, uh, if you could go anywhere right now where doesn't have to be a quote unquote real place, just wherever. As a reminder, make sure you're keeping a note of your answers that you can reference, as well as putting them in the chat. You will need these are a surprise tool that will help us in approximately like 5-10 minutes. Uh, but also please continue to put them in chat because it's very fun to like um, to read everybody's answers. So once again, if applicable, do you have any dream gear or body mods? Or alternatively, like, do you have like a holy grail fashion piece or like a really practical piece of clothing that you would love to own? A certain stim toy can absolutely count. If that's the first thing that comes to mind, then put it. There's no wrong answers. Whatever like first comes to mind that intuitively feels right, that's the correct answer. Even if it feels off topic, that's also fine. This is all just about ideas. Um, do you have a dream home? Um, Either a place where is there a place that you would like to live, like to move to, would like to visit? We've kind of already answered where you'd like to visit, but is there a dream home for you? I personally don't have an answer to this one, and that's also okay. Best friend or somebody that you're really close to, um, who's the first person that comes to mind for you when I say best friend? Uh, they can be a real person, either internally, externally. They can be a fictional other. They can be a source mate. Can just be someone you met at one time. Whoever. Dream home being the bonobo sanctuary is so real. I think I would thrive as a zoo animal. I can't lie. Don't tell me if that's problematic. I'll have a panic attack. That was a joke. It's fine. Who do you have a worst enemy? Bear in mind, if you put like a real person, just bear in mind like if it's like you have beef with someone in the community and you want to write their name down, that's fine for the exercise. But like when we share those, please don't, you know, share the names of like people. We're not trying to start drama, but like, do you have an enemy? Not to stir shit, not to stir shit, But it's a prompt. It's a prompt. Capitalism, very real. I'm putting carpal tunnel as mine. um, Next, on a more positive note, is there a cool plant, animal, rock, place, what's a cool thing you've seen lately? And as I am also putting a grey heron. Oh my god, that's so fun. Uh, if you, what's your favorite kind of weather? Do you like hot weather, cold weather, dry, rain? So these are all the prompts that I have, but if anybody else has like idea prompt suggestions for things that they think people should think about or write about in the zine, uh, you can also give ideas in the chat if you would like to. This is one that admittedly does work better in an in-person setting where I can just tell people to shout things out. But that's also fine. Oh, do you have a favorite color? I think that's always a good one. Or what's your favorite? What's the first color that comes to your mind if favorite feels like too intense? Okay, cool. Yeah, if you want to like share these, you can. Um, but so this just also to credit my sources, this exercise we're currently doing is kind of adopted and edited from this video by Bratty Bree, who was one of the YouTube channels that I have suggested. So credit where credit's due. Um, so we're gonna start to think about how, if at all, do these feel applicable to a zine? So if you have this list of things, are there things that you are really interested and in the mood for? Maybe I think that's a better way of saying it. Um, I want you to have a look at this, and I want you to say, are there things that you are in the mood to talk about, write about, draw about, make art about, and like cross off things that you're like, I'm not in the mood to do all that today, and circle things that you think, I could talk about this. I could do something with this today. Um, um, I also will just I put this in here now, but because this zine that we're making collaboratively will be something that all attendees can be part of and submit to. Your final submissions should avoid like explicit sexual topics or like heavy themes of like gore, violence, and abuse, because it will be a general thing for general audiences. Um, for this workshop, if you want to do something about those things, please feel free to put them in like the correct channels. Um, so this is my question to you all is I think in a sense it would be nice if everything that is submitted to Azine is like alter humanity related in some tangential way. Just in a sense of there being a bit of a cohesive theme. Um, Archetype Gene Zine sounds awesome, by the way. So that's also something to factor in of what can you sort of make relevant to that theme. But yeah, for the sake of the workshop, make whatever the hell you want about whatever you're in the mood for. Obviously, if it's like something that is, appropriate for the 18 plus channels, then share it there. I think I'm belaboring this point a bit too much, but yeah. I want it to be clear. I am not judging you for making art about whatever the hell you want to. I think that's very important. But just bear in mind that whatever the final submissions are for the zine, I would prefer to keep things open, accessible to all. It's funny you should ask that, Nari. We have a slide about that coming up. We'll do idea sharing in a minute. So you can make whatever you like, as long as I can fit it in the page of a PDF. I don't think I can like embed videos on PDFs right now. I tried to do a test run. I can't do that. So basically, you can do what you like. You can do some kind of writing, something visual. I am such a sucker for collage. I think especially if you're kind of, we'll also come to aspect ratio pines. Just yeah, how many pages are we allowed to do? I hadn't really factored that in, but I think because there's a lot of people here, I think maybe we should limit it to. My gut feeling would be maybe 4 pages max, but I don't know how many people will be contributing. I mean, it's PDF, so it can be as long as we want. So I'm gonna have a think about page cap. I'm gonna think about page cap, and we'll figure that out by the end of the workshop. I'll also get to that. Don't worry. These are just some media resources. I didn't know where to put this slide, so they're here in an awkward place. We'll probably come back to these. There are like on the left-hand side of media resources, they are like free to use imagery and things like that. And on the right side is firstly Photopea, which is basically Photoshop for free in your web browser, photopea.com. Dither, which is just a cool image effects. I've got really into image dithering lately. And then Design Inspiration has some like cool graphic design stuff. So this is my question to you. We are doing this, and it's going to be a PDF. If people would like, we can do a consistent aspect ratio. I'm going to put a vote in the chat. Americans, you guys have fucked up page sizes. What would be like a standard page size? Yeah, because my gut feeling would be A4. Okay, so 18 by 5. Hang on. Yes, the slides will be easy to access. They have been shared a few times. I'll share them again. Hang on. Okay, everybody give me a second. I'm going to make a chat poll. Okay, so before you all type messages in the chat, I've put in a poll. I figure we can just do it as democratically as possible and see what the masses want. Okay, I'm a I'm a creature of the people, and the people have said A4. Um, yeah, I thought that would be the safe bet, but I also thought people might be like, no, let's do whatever the hell. So we'll do A4. And I'll say submit. I'm going to say I'm happy for you to submit landscape or portrait because I think otherwise that then does become too limiting. Uh, I'm making notes as we do this because this is a collaborative thing and I want to do things for everybody. Um, so another thing that was asked was somebody asked about handwriting versus typing. Um, I would prefer that when you submit text, that there is a typed version. Um, I would prefer there's like a typed version for accessibility. If like writing something handwritten has like there's a specific look and aesthetic that you want to include, that's fine. But please then also send like a typed text version so I can put both in, and then everybody wins. Okay, I will also do a poll for total number of pages per person. This will not be a poll for how much you personally plan to submit, but just what you think the limit should be per person. Does that make sense? Okay, so I've put that poll in a chat as well. Everything, everything's fine. Just ignore that. Nothing happened. You saw nothing. No spoilers. Okay. So the masses have spoken once again. So at most 2 pages per person. I know, spoilers, I'm sorry. And we'll say at most 2 pages per person. Um, if you're like really, really, really struggling to fit things, um, DM me, we can have a chat. But yeah, yeah, I think 2 pages is probably fair given the number of people who are currently attending. I know not everybody might do final submission, which is also fine if you're just here for the ride. But 2 pages, I think, is probably a reasonable cap. Um, Another thing I'll say about text formatting is if you don't have strong feelings about making your page look a specific way, um, I might reformat some pages so that they're all consistent. If they're just like plain text pages, for example, if people do essays and poetries and things, poetries plural. Um, and I think I might say no smaller than font size 10. I think like if you're doing a wall of text, I think maybe. Does that feel fair to people? if you're like a prolific writer, does that feel like it will hinder your process? Yeah, 10 point. I just think, yeah. So if you wanted to do something a bit bigger, you can, but you'd suggest 12 point for people with vision and stuff. Okay, in that case, I think let's do 12 then as the absolute smallest, and then that way things should be a bit more accessible. And also hopefully because it's a PDF, it'll be easier for people to zoom in or highlight sections, etc. The maximum font size is whatever you can fit on your maximum of 2 pages. Follow your dreams. Okay, so far what I have is an A4 aspect ratio, 12 points at smallest, and a maximum of 2 pages per person. Does that feel fair? I'm not sure about InDesign, but if you want a Photoshop clone, Photokey does all of those things. I know Photo is not the same as design, but Photopea does exist. That is an absolutely glorious drawing. Okay, I think um, what font type, since type also affects the font size, I will probably standardize a font. Yeah, readable, we'll say just a readable font. If you don't have strong feelings about typography, then don't worry, we'll just match them all later. I promise it won't be Comic Sans. Unless the people really truly want Comic Sans. I hope you all enjoyed that in the presentation. It felt right. The people are divided about Comic Sans. Okay. Um, so I'm going to suggest a quick 5 minute break for me mostly. And when I come back, if you actually, I'm going to give you some time to make things. I'm going to have a 5 minute break. And when I come back after my 5 minute break, um, I can read out some chat messages of what you're working on, or if you're split between a couple of ideas, we can chat about them that way. Um, but yeah, we've got like half an hour left, so I'm gonna give you like a good. I'm gonna give you at least a good 15 minutes to just start making some things, and we can chat as we work. But I ran out of water like 20 minutes ago, and I need a drink. So I'll be back in 5 minutes to discuss ideas. Feel free to send things in the chat, ask questions of each other. Um, I think there is a panel questions. So if there is something specific you would like to get advice for, or if you're torn between a couple of ideas and you want to ask the group, put those in the panel questions and I will get to them when I get back. I also just realized I should probably say this. Your submissions are due on Monday. Um, because this is a short film project. You have the zine. The reason I wanted to do this on Friday is so you have the weekend to make things. Submissions are due on Monday. Uh, I know that is scary, but if oh no, you don't literally have 30 minutes. No, you have the con weekend um to make whatever the hell you want. Um, I am intending this project to be for other con attendees, but it is not just limited to people who came to this workshop. Oh my God, a fellow orb in chat. That's so exciting. Um, so if you if you sorry, give me a second, lost a train of my thought. So found it. So well, someone found it, not me. Someone found the train of thought and just airdropped it to me. And I've lost it again. If you see anybody saying like, I missed the workshop, whatever, please remind them that if they're a con attendee, full stop, they are also welcome to submit to this project. It's for everybody who can come to the con, whether or not they came to this workshop. This is just the like launch point. Okay, the kettle's boiled. I'm gonna go get my cup of tea now. Uh, your partner is very welcome to be part to contribute. If you know they're also human, if they have, if like I would consider that an other con attendee. Okay, cup of tea time. I'm not beating the stereotype allegations, am I? Yes, absolutely. Feel free to DM me if you have any extra questions. We'll figure it out. Okay, I'm gonna do some questions, and then there's one more thing we kind of will need to decide together. But let's have a look. Dasta, if you were to split your allotted 2 pages into two things, that is absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. The minimum DPI for the page. Uh, so I'm not intending this to be print, but to get some decent quality and give people maybe the option to print it if they want. I will say minimum 100, I think. Sounds good? Question mark. People who do more printing than I do. Do you have strong takes? Oh, good question. Automatic writing is basically when you just start writing without really thinking about what you're writing and you just kind of let the word flow happen. Yes, brain dumping, also a very good way to put it. I didn't mean to refresh that. Yes, if anybody has any more questions about like media and things. As to where we will send the pages to, um, I'll have a slide about that right at the end. But basically, they will be emailed to me, and Also, I thought maybe if people were interested, um, I could set up a. You know what? No, I'm not going to make more work for myself. You don't have the email yet, but basically email your submissions to me. Uh, Hang on, we'll do that later. Okay, here's the big submission page. Um, my email address is theoryandjace@gmail.com. Um, and I'm going to say, I think it would be best if you format your emails as, I'm going to do an updated version of this slide after this workshop, by the way. So we will have all the relevant information. So I'm going to say do Zine submission and then by, and then whatever name you want to be credited by. And then that way I don't have to worry about chasing people up if they forget to put their names on things. Again, don't worry, I will do an updated version of the like submission info. Um, yeah, if you'd rather DM it to me, that's fine. But if you are able to email, Julian, please feel free to DM it. But like generally, if you can email, that will make my life a bit easier. Just because I don't want to miss anything or lose anything. But yes, yeah, that's totally fine. Feel free, you can DM. Uh, so Avi, basically, we're making a collaborative zine together. Um, it can be just as tangentially alterhuman related as you want, and you have at least like a maximum of 2 pages to make. It can be whatever the hell you want, whether that's something drawn, written, both, collage. I don't know. I was gonna say interpretive dance, but it's kind of hard to do that without video. But yeah, basically it's a zine. It's up to you, Solomon. If you want to sign it, then sign it. Um, and again, if you want to be credited anonymously, then tell me that basically when you email me. Okay. I Believe it or not, I was actually really worried that I wasn't going to be able to fill the time. And okay, yes. So it will be a digital zine, it will be a PDF. Um, the information that I have on my slideshow right now isn't quite complete enough, so I will be sending out the updated, I guess, zine call out. So yes, it will be digital. You can make up to 2 A4 pages of whatever you like, basically, and then send them to me, and I will shove them all together into a book. If anybody's wondering, I am now drinking lavender tea, and I have a homemade jam tart to have with it. Life is good. Okay, so the other big thing, I've spoiled the jokes of this so many times, but you'll pretend you haven't seen them. We need to decide a title for our zine. Once we've done this, we'll do a final ideas share, progress share, but I probably should have done a slightly longer slot. So we're going to do all of the nitty gritty planning things first. Um, my ideas of zine titles were either super zine or an extremely unofficial other con zine. Um, but these are bad titles. Funny perhaps, but they're bad titles. So um, I think we should put ideas in a chat, and I'll compile them. We can vote on them. Okay. If anybody has any more suggestions, I'm gonna give you like 1 more minute. 1 more minute to put just put names in the chat. Please don't put any other messages for the time being because I don't want to miss people's suggestions. You are all making me want to do textiles right now. Okay, I'm going to start typing up the poll now. Could somebody check if other stories does exist because I wouldn't want to steal anybody's thunder by reusing a name. I hope you're all appreciating my terribly slow typing speed. Ah, cool, thank you. Okay, I have on the list Alterhumans all round. Okay, actually, hang on. Okay, I want you to all take a break from the chat unless I've missed something. So please curb the chat for a second until I finish this poll, and then we can go back to yapping. So I have got Alterhumans all round, Othercon Patchwork, Othercon Soup Zine, Other Quilt, Othercon Zoop, an extremely unofficial Othercon Zine, Zoop, Zine Soup, Other Stories, Soup Zine. Are there any I missed? Other Zine does exist because I actually did a zine project called Other Zine many years ago, so that one does exist. Other concentral station and alterhuman amalgamation. Okay, I'm cutting us off there. Too many options, too many options. I'm cutting us off. Okay, there's as many as I can feasibly fit onto a poll. Place your votes now. Does anyone else feel like they're watching horse racing, looking at the poll answers? Okay, I'm gonna let a few more people place their votes. In the meantime, um, would people like to share what they're working on or what they're thinking of making? Or are we too invested in the horse race? I'm sitting here nodding, by the way. I'm just reading all of this and I'm nodding and I'm forgetting the fact that you can't see the fact that I am, one, acknowledging your work, and two, reading. Ooh, that's fun. One second. Okay, I did see someone suggested um Okay, so final call. Do we want it to be an extremely unofficial other zine, or do we want it to be other quilt, which I think was the runner-up, an extremely unofficial other zine? This is really, really cool to see what you're working on, by the way. I'm loving the like mix of writing and art and the comics. Very, very cool. Okay, I think the people have spoken. Uh, Other quilts, an extremely unofficial other zine, will be open for submissions until Monday. My time slot technically runs out in like 3 minutes, but I'm going to update the Google Slides with the most up-to-date info for submissions with like the DPI and everything. Um, you can all feel free to carry on making things. Thank you all so much for coming. I was very, very nervous, but you've all been lovely. And I forgot my hilarious closing slide. This is how I feel right now. My jam tart recipe, you just get flour and butter, and you make the pastry as it comes, and you put whatever jam you have in it. That's all you need. That's all you need for jam tarts. That's my final word of wisdom to you all. You can make jam tarts with 3 ingredients. 2 for 1. 2 for 1. Cooking stream next year. Sorry, puppy. It's literally all I do is I soften some butter. I'm being serious now. So you soften some butter. I would do this by like getting a bowl with some hot water in it, and then putting a second bowl with some butter inside to soften it, and then you just kind of add flour until it gets to a pastry texture that you can roll out, and then you roll it out, and you make you make that into you cut out the little circles, you roll up the sides or put them in a dish if you have one of those dishes that's like cupcake shaped, and then you just put whatever jam you have inside. The world is your oyster. I put my oven on for 200 degrees and I just take them out when the jam starts bubbling. Oh, right, 200 Celsius. No, not enclosed, not the ones I make. So yeah, you know what? I'll send a jam tart recipe in a separate link when I finish the Google slide. And I will share the slides again in do we have a references? Oh, we have a food channel. I'll put the jam tart stuff in the food channel. I'm going to link the final Google Slides in media. Um, And yeah, um, I'm Orb. Thank you all for coming. My artist table is Hornworm. I haven't finished it yet because it's been a very chaotic week for me. Um, thank you all very much for coming. Have a good other con, and yeah, I'll see you all around. Have a lovely weekend. Yippee.